Hello to my students. This video is for our week 6 course of Guitar Level 1, and it's for students who have been away or need to catch up on some of the stuff we've missed. First thing I'll introduce us to is that everyone needs to have a copy of this book, Guitar Basics, for the Level 1 guitars if you're in Level 1. There has been some trouble getting it into the country. The distributors even can't get it in just yet, so some people have been waiting very patiently. It's a good idea to put your name down at the local music shop when it comes in so that you get called and you can go and get yourself a copy. We'll be using this book as soon as everyone in the classroom has their copy, so if you could please do that, it'd be much appreciated. In the meantime, we've been working on my book, which has some really great songs in it. So this week and for the last few weeks we've been building up towards the song Rain Rain, and we're just going to do a little bit of a review of what we've been doing so far, and then we'll start learning how to play Rain Rain, and then we're going to take a look at this song called Spanish Cantos, or Cantos de la España. So first thing we need to do before we do anything else is make sure you pause this video and tune your guitar. The guitar is never in tune, so please pause the video now and tune your guitar. And for further information, I do have a video on about how to tune the guitar that I recently published, so you can just go and have a look in my channel. And it's really important that your young person can tune their guitar, and when they're young it's better if they have an electronic tuner. It just teaches them a bit better about how to tune the guitar. It's a bit hard at first unless the student is an older person. So if they could have access to some tuning machine, or they can do it on a device like an iPad or a phone or something. You can get free tuners on phones. Okay, let's continue. So in the song Rain Rain, we have our notation down here which tells us which note is which. What we're going to do now is we're going to play this open E string here. So this is a picture of my guitar. This is kind of how I see the guitar when I look down at it. So if you could imagine the guitar that way. And this is our open E string. When we tune our first guitar string, the plastic one, that's the Easter. So have a pluck of that. Remember to have the right posture, so your neck of your guitar is up, and that you're resting your thumb on the 6th string and you're plucking the 1st string. Okay, now the next note we need to learn is the G note, and if you look at the picture, it's positioned right behind that fret wire there. So it's not in the middle of the fret, it's actually right up near the fret wire. I'll just give you an example. So here it is right here. That's the sound of the note. Now if you have your finger a little too far back, you might find it hard to push the note in. It gets a little bit more difficult. And you can get buzz sounds. Can you hear that? Yeah, so instead of putting more force in your hand to make it work, I'm really squeezing tight there, it's just move it up near the fret, and it's much easier just to lightly press it. There's a couple other things that also could be affecting you. Make sure your thumb is not here. If your thumb is up here, then technically you're doing this to your hand. You can see that shape. It's actually cramping the hand, and you're overusing all the muscles down here, so they start fighting against each other. So it's a good idea that we eliminate that technique as we're growing in guitar. So what we need to do is imagine we've got a squeezy ball, or a large ball like a softball or a cricket ball, and this is how we're going to play the notes on the fretboard. We're going to bring our thumb to the fingers like this in this pinching vice. The analogy I like to use is millions of years ago when we were developing an evolution, if your ancestors picked up a stick to protect themselves against a T-Rex, if they did it this way, they probably survived. But if they did it the wrong way, did this, and they didn't hold the stick properly, they didn't survive. So we're designed to do this. So we need to make sure that we're doing that action. Now how does that really work on the guitar? Well, my thumb is positioned in the middle, on the back here, and my fingers are on the front here. So if I come around here, I should have a rather open looking hand, and you'll feel a bit disconnected, so you'll feel a bit strange. So you don't want to be, that's why you've got to have your posture sorted out. You don't want to have the guitar wiggling around all the time. So you need to have the guitar still in your posture, and your left hand is just added to that. So I'll have this note here. I'm going to use my 2nd finger for now. You can use any finger you like though for this one. So I've got the string down and my thumb is on the back, and I'm pinching that note. And I should pluck with my finger on my plucking hand and get a nice clear bell-like sound. If you're getting a muffled sound, that means your finger's just over the fret wire a little bit. So bring it back so it's just behind that 3rd fret wire. You can count the fret wire too. 1, 2, 3. Look down there. And there it is. Okay, so there's our two notes for the song. Let's just do some practice. This is the ambulance song, okay? We're just going to go nee-naw, nee-naw. So play the G, then take the finger off, but keep the thumb on the back of the guitar, and then play the open E. Nee-naw, nee-naw, nee-naw. Join in. Everyone move out of the way, the ambulance is coming. Woo! That's more like an American police car, isn't it? Okay, so here's our song. Let's get stuck into it. In the first part of the music, I've got a note here, the very first note, which is actually written above the stave. That's higher than that note there. So this is the higher sound. Which of these two notes is higher? The first one or the second one? If you guess the first one, you're right. So that means that this higher sound of G, the G note, is that first note because it's positioned higher in the stave. I've got an example up here if you can see. When I write the note E down in my music stave, this is not the guitar strings, by the way. This is actually a measurement graph that just tells me how high or low a sound is. So as we go up the ladder of this measurement graph, the sound goes up. And so E is positioned here in this space, where if I come down to this stave of music, and I look at this example, this G is actually positioned above that, where it's above the stave. So this is actually a higher note than that example there. These are two separate examples to look at. Okay, and you can see how I've also put them in there as different types of note heads. These are the rhythmic values of the notes. If you recall our lesson on rhythm, which is a few pages back in the book with the pink boxes, that represents how long the note goes for. Okay, whereas the head position is what tells me what note I have to play in terms of what frets. Okay, so we've got two notes. We've got G and then E at the start. Let's play the first bar. It says in 2/4 time, which means we've got 2 beats per bar that I've got to play on the first beat and then on the second beat. So if I count myself in as 1, 2, 1, 2, it goes 1, 2 in time like that. Let's try that together. After 2 counts of 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Hope you got that. Let's take a look at the next bar. Now in the next bar, the rhythm is a little different because we've got these two notes here that are joined by this beam group. Now if you recall, back in the rhythm lessons, where the pink boxes are, we had that example where the, so I'll try and turn this without making it fall off the stand. We had that example where we have the quaver note here. And the quaver is worth half of the beat note, the crotchet. So if there's only half, imagine we talked about being on the bus, and so this is how much space a standard adult takes up. Maybe this is the child next to the adult taking up half the space of the adult on the bus seat. So because that's half of that space, that means we can put two of those notes together that look like this, and you're going to play the beat name and an upbeat in the middle. So this bar as an example is 1, 2, 3 and 4. Did you notice the 3 and? And it's evenly placed. So the distance from 3 to 4 is exactly cut in half in time. Okay, let's go back to our song. Alrighty, so this bar is asking us to do that in 2/4 time. So it's 1, 2, but it's 1 and 2. What's that note? That's the higher one, G. If you got that, well done. So that's G, G, E. Give that a go and try and walk your plucking hand as well. See if you can alternate between the fingers. G, G, E, go away. Say the lyrics. Okay, let's see if we can play those two bars together. Remember, 2 counts of 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Rain, rain, go away. I'll do it again, but I'll slow it down a little bit, see if we can keep up. 1, 2, 1, 2. Rain, rain, go away. Great. Let's take a look at what the third bar says. So the third bar has G, G, E, E, and these notes are just like this first beat here in the second bar, where they're basically cutting the beat in half, so you've got 2 notes inside that beat. So it's 1 and 2 and come again is the lyric. Let's try that. So 2 G's and 2 E's all evenly in time. come again. Try that out. Come again. Let's see if we can do it in time from the start. 1, 2, 1, 2. Rain, rain, go away, come again. I think we all know what's coming next. Another day. We all know this song, don't we? Alright, so in this final bar here, we've got G, G as quavers, and a crotchet E. So that means that we're going to be playing G, G, E. Let's do the whole line. 1, 2, 1, 2. Rain, rain, go away, come again another day. Hope you got that. Okay, let's play now this last bit. So this bar here is actually the same as the third bar. See, it says G, G, E, E. This says the same thing, G, G, E, E. And that's for the lyric, Little Johnny. You might notice on the lyric Johnny there, I've also got Sally in brackets. We'll come back to that later, okay, what that means. So let's play that bar. After 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Little Johnny. Okay, let's try the next one. Wants to play. It's G, G, E. So it's going in the high note G, falling down to E. Let's try that. 1, 2, 1, 2. Wants to play. Hope you're getting all this. It's great. Alright, now this second last bar is actually the same music as the first bar. We've got that. The higher note G, followed by the lower note E. Rain, rain, like that. And then go away. So really these two bars are repeated here, and these two bars are repeated here. So musically, as a structure, that's a palindrome, like a word that has the same spelling forwards as backwards, such as Anna, A-N-N-A. Okay, now we haven't mastered this yet. There's a few more things to learn. This symbol here with the 2 dots, that means to repeat the music. So you're going to bounce back to the start of the song and repeat the entire song. Okay, now on that repeat, that's when we change the lyric to Sally, because why can't Sally come out and play too? Come on, Sally. Let's see if we can play the song all the way through, and we'll count 1, 2, 1, 2 at the start, and we'll see if we can do it as a repeat. So I'll call out to repeat. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2. Rain, rain, go away, come again another day. Little Johnny wants to play. Rain, rain, go away. Repeat. Rain, rain, go away, come again another day. Little Sally wants to play. Rain, rain, go away. Very cool. Alright, let's do that again, but I'll play some chords that actually match this music melody. So my chords are G and E minor. If you feel like you're doing pretty good, you might want to look those chords up on a Google search. Just check with your parents first before you do a Google search, okay? So you just type in guitar chord G or guitar chord E minor. So capital E with a lowercase m is a short way of doing it. Alright, here we go. Do the whole song again, and I want you to play the melody, okay? But you can also play the chords if you already know how to play these chords. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2. Rain, rain, go away, come again another day. Little Johnny wants to play. Rain, rain, go away. Repeat it. Rain, rain, go away, come again another day. Little Sally wants to play. Rain, rain, go away. Great, I hope you enjoyed that. That's a nice little fun song and everyone knows how that sounds. And we've learnt a few things today. We learnt the repeat sign. We learnt what putting a lyric in the brackets means, that it's the second time through lyric that replaces the first time. So Sally replaces Johnny on the second time. And we learnt about counting in 2/4 in a basic sense. And we learnt about fretting notes, how to actually fret the note, where your thumb should be, and what structure of hand you should have. It should be an open hand. And you can kind of see that yourself when you do this, you can see the muscles working. Have a look at your arm. Now do this and do the same thing, and you'll see how it's much more tense in your arm. So we want to avoid that tension. If you can avoid it as you're developing a guitar, it means you'll play much better and much quicker, and you'll learn stuff much better. Okay? Just like your football coach will teach you how to actually kick the ball properly. That's what I've got to do for you with your left hand particularly. Alright, so now we'll look at the song Spanish Cantos, Canto Uno, which means song number 1. Okay, we haven't played this note yet. This note here is called F. In order to explain it, I'm just going to drop this down a tad. It's a primitive set here. Alright, here's our F note. Now, there it is on the line. So we noticed that before that E was in the space at the top of the staves. That's space number 5. 4. Space number 4. And G is in the space above the stave. F is on the top line, which is line 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? And the same thing applies to F that applies to these in terms of these rhythmic notes. That's just the value of the note, how long the note goes for. So at this stage, you're probably thinking, oh, why is this like this? Am I showing this in this sort of jumbled order? I know the alphabet. So have a look over here on the red, on the right here. The musical alphabet actually goes A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So we have 7 notes in our scales, so it's 7 letters that we use. And A is actually not the start. A is just a position within that group. It's actually a circle of notes. So there is no start or end, and you could start on C. You can go C, D, E, F, G, B, A, C, D, E, F, G, B, A. You can also go backwards. So here's an example I've drawn here. You can see the letters going up in pitch. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. I can also sing that backwards. A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A. Okay? So that's how music's reading the notation on the stave works. It actually uses the alphabet, but only 7 letters. And you can go up or down through those letters. So it's a good idea to practice saying A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, the alphabet backwards, as well as forwards. So what does this all mean in relation to this? Well, this is us playing E, F, G here. It actually is in alphabetical order. So it's actually from this alphabetic here, this is that portion, that those 3 notes, the portion of that. So these are the notes we've actually started learning. We've learned E and G on Rain Rain, and now for the Spanish song we're going to learn F as well. So let's start learning F. For F, I put my thumb on the back of the neck, just like we were talking before, and I have an open cup shape to my hand, and I bring my first finger down, and I play the F on the 1st fret. So it's just behind that 1st fret wire, just like G was just behind the wire. And I should be pinching down just there to get a nice note. Now remember, if you pinch too far back, like you position your hand in the wrong spot, and you're far back in the fret or in the middle, you can get buzz sounds, okay? Or if you're on top of the fret wire, you get a numb sound. We want a clear sound, and if you push just behind the fret, you actually don't need to use too much energy. There might be a little bit at first because you're still developing the muscle, but over time this will become really easy. So let's have a play through these notes. Now to get to the G, we're going to use our 3rd finger. That's a wedding ring finger, the one where you get your wedding ring put on when you get married. Ooh. And so let's have a play through the notes. We'll play open E, then we'll play F with the 1st finger. So put the 1st finger down and pinch with the thumb in the back. Don't do the cramping. There's the F. Now release the F, so take the pressure off that 1st finger, bring your 3rd finger up to the fret wire, and then I want you to pinch with the thumb. The thumb stays in that same spot, so it's still back in the 1st fret area for me, so yours should be around there, not up at the 3rd fret. So my 3rd and thumb are pinching like this, so 3rd finger is going to hold it down. There's my G, and let's go back to the F, and then the open E. So just like doing the ambulance before, if you recall that earlier in the video, we're actually going to go up and down now. Just in your own time. See if you can do this exercise. We're just going up and down the string. Very cool. Alright, let's take a look at the Spanish cantos. Okay, so that 1st note there is on the line. Which of those notes is on the line? It's F. Very good if you got that. Alright, so that means the start of the song, I've got to play the F note. But how long do I play it for? Which of those note values is it? It's this one. So it's this half note, minim. So the minim is actually worth 2 beats. So when I play that, I've got to hold it down on F, and I go 1, 2, I count 2 beats. Now the next note falls down to our E note as another minim. So that's also for 2 beats. Let's try that. So we'll go 1, 2, 1, 2. Try it again. 1, 2, 1, 2. Very cool. This is actually a really cool song. You'll love it once we get to here, trust me. Alright, second bar, we have our quavers of the E note. So that's just like Rain Rain, where we played quavers down here. Some of my students actually spotted that this week. Well done to those people. Kamegena. So the gena is actually the same music for this Spanish song. E, E. And remember to try and walk as well. We've actually got 3 E notes there and a crotchet E on the second beat. So it's actually 1 and 2, like that. Let's try that. Try and walk your notes like I'm doing. After 4, 3, 4, 1 and 2. Alright, then we go to another minim of an F note. So remember, this is beat 1, this is beat 2, right? So that means this is beat 3 and 4. This minim takes up the last 2 beats of the bar. So that's it all adds up as basic math. In 4/4 music, like this song, everything in the bar has to add up to 4. So it's doing that. It's pretty cool. Let's see if we can play just that bar. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4. Let's try that again. 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4. What's that? Let's go to the start of the song. So the F note, the E note, 3 E's, and then an F again. So you'll be ready to put the F on and the F off as well. Okay. From here, 1, 2, 3, 4. F, 2, E, 4. 1 and 2, F. This does starting to sound a bit Spanish, isn't it? All right, let's take a look at the third bar. The third bar has this note here, this G. Okay, so that's the one that's above the stave. So that means when we play this one, don't move your hand up, okay? There's a great temptation when we're younger and we're learning, adults too actually, to move the hand up, because like that's where you played that note with that finger last time, so you're using the muscle memory. But we want to develop a new muscle memory for this song where we're using our third finger. So we're going to, just like we're practicing that before with a different muscle memory, make sure you play the G with your third finger, okay? Alright, so let's play these last 2 bars. This is actually G falling down to F. So G down to F, and then the open E. Okay, so let's try it. After 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. G, F, E, 2, 3, 4. Stop. Notice how I counted out to 4 there, and I did a stop where say 5 would be, or the next bar's 1. That's actually how long the note goes for. It actually sings for the full 4 beats. So you don't stop on beat 4, you actually go just over the beat 4 to where the next beat would start. That's how long the note actually goes for. Okay, so let's try and play that all the way through. And you're going to be really excited. I'll play this part here with you too. This is actually next week's lesson. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. F, 2, E, 4. F, 4, G, 2, F, 4, E, 2, 3, 4, stop. Alright, so make sure you stop there nice and quietly too, so it's like a just silence. That's what actually makes the music special. It's when you use silence well. Okay, now I'll get you to play the same melody again, but I'm actually going to play these chords along with it. So just like I played chords for Rain Rain before, I'm going to play chords for this Spanish Cantos song. And I've actually got the chord charts written there. Probably the best way to do this is to start with the E chord if you want to learn how to do it. I'll teach you how to do it, But this is actually part of next week's lesson anyway, so don't feel bad if you can't get it straight away. Okay, put your first finger on the 3rd string, so 1, 2, 3, and the 3rd fret. That should be this sound if I pluck it. Just pause the video there if you need to. Alright, now holding that finger down, also put the 2nd finger on the 5th string, 2nd fret, which should be this sound. Pause the video if you need. So we should be able to get both those sounds at the same time. And now put your 3rd finger underneath that 2nd finger, and they're both in the same fret. Just make sure you're in the same fret. Often students will do that, where this one's in the next fret. It has to be in the same fret, and that way it's not right against the fret wire. It actually comes back a little bit, so we can squeeze that one in there too. It's a little bit snug. So yeah, finger 2 on string 5 and finger 3 on string 4. So we should be able to get a sound out of that one too, which should be this. Pause the video if you need to practice that. Now see if you've got all those notes. So we'll actually play those strings. So you shouldn't be getting this. Should be a nice clear sound, okay? So no buzzing either. So it'll take a little bit of practice. Remember the rules of keeping up against the fret wire of the note you're playing, okay? That will probably help a bit. But you also need to make sure your thumb is not up high. If your thumb's down low and you've got the cup shape like you should have, that's actually a really good thing, because then your fingers can stand up at right angles like this, and so you can have the string that's underneath each finger still vibrating. So under this finger is actually that 3rd string that's supposed to have this note on the 1st finger. So it's very important that I have a right angle of my finger attack so that the string under can still vibrate freely. If I touch it, it does that. We don't like that. Alright, now for this chord we actually strum through all 6 strings. I'm going to strum down here, which is normal, sort of the normal spot. So around the sound hole is the normal position. So here's the chord. That's E. Now the first chord in the song is actually F. I'll show you how to do that. Once you've got E, everything else is easier. You just move up 1 fret with everything. See that? So this is fret 1, that's fret 2. Now if I move up, that's fret 2 and that's fret 3. That's the same shape, we call it, okay? So this is the first chord, the F. It's a special type of F. Hear that Spanish sound? I want to twiddle my mustache there, that's great. Ole. Alright, let's move back to the E. Now for the E part here, dun dun dun, it's actually down, up, down. So you strum up and down. Down, up, down. Then the F chord comes along straight away, and you go down for the F. So you've got to come back up with that playing after that last E. E, 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 F. Pretty cool. Now the G chord, do the same thing we just did with the E to the F, except you come up 2 frets. So the first finger is on fret 4, and these ones together on fret 5, and that's where you'll have a dot there. That's a pretty cool chord actually. So it sounds like a plane engine in the distance or something industrial sounding. Then come back 2 frets for the F, back 1 fret for the E. Alright, see if you can play the melody of the song, and I'll play the chords along with you. These chords will match your melody. I'll sing the melody that your fingers should be playing, okay? F, E, like that. 1, 2, actually not too fast. 1, 2, 3, and 4. F, E, 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 F, G, F, E. Ole. Alright, hope you enjoyed that. Just rewind back over things you need to. And if you have any questions, write them down on your book, so that when we're actually in the lesson you can read it and ask me the question that you've forgotten about. Okay? Good luck.